That's not good that Albion went up that much. Make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more Oz content. Discount code MK40 will save you on your purchase. We've got crowns back in stock at $80 a piece if you're looking to get those. Fallen of the Whites have not restocked yet. I would be patient and kind of see where that's going to go over the next couple of days. Still love that Ripper M and the Draco Tail are some of the best selling cards within this set. Spenta's still coming along very nicely. Tri-Brigade Kit's still gone. But you can still get the Twin Storm Deities for $35. So discount code MK40 will save you on your purchase over here. Of course, still have crowns in stock over here on Kongs. We're still moving pretty strongly along. Still can get the Radiant Typhoon stuff, Tri-Brigade Kit as well. But it looks like everything that you could want for all of the cores and everything still available. Once again, discount code MK40 save you on your purchase. All right. The Sanctifier Dragons. We had a market price at $49.30, another at $43. Lowest available right now is $56 on up to $57 a piece, man. What I'm getting out of this right now is this card is populating as one of the most important cards that players are looking at. We also just had a sale clear at 57, and then 43, 43, 50, 50, and then you had a 66er in the last couple of days. Luckily enough, there's not been a lot of the 25th tin ones moving. How's the OG version doing? I love that the top end is $99. I cannot imagine if that actually moves. Looks like you had one for 38, another for 55, 46, 39, 59. Somebody spent $70 on one. Ooh. All right, well, my God, actually, once these two are gone, you're accelerating up to 65, 73, 80, and then on up to 90. So I guess, yeah, Albion in its current incarnation. I mean, once again, this card only has 2 printings, people. This is what ends up happening when, you know, you reprint Albaz stuff and you don't reprint one of the most critically important cards to the strategy, and you just wonder why, you know, suddenly this card is hitting some of the most catastrophic numbers that we have seen in a long time on the secondary. So, well, there you go, I guess. Cursed Seal of the Forbidden Spell. This one's kind of interesting. Looks like 16 whole whopping dollars on up to 17 for these. We talked a little bit about this. The reason why players are wanting to try to play this is you can blast a Mystical Space Typhoon. Guess what? Your opponent cannot activate Mystical Space Typhoons for the rest of the duel. Now, you have to realize that this becomes a little bit costly because, one, you have to fuel a spell into this thing in order to even feed it. And 2, you got to worry about, honestly, everything else that Radiant Typhoon has going for it. Like, that's the thing that's stopping me from just yelling at the top of my lungs and saying, yes, this card is absolutely amazing. It's just everything beyond the MST. Like, if you shut off the MST, you shut off the constant stream of negates that they have, which is a good thing. But, I don't know. Oh, the Invader of Darkness. This is another funny haha one that if you are looking to try to stop the terror that it is, because this thing literally says your opponent cannot activate quick play spells. This, my concerns about this go the same way. It's a double tribute. You have to basically be able to find this card, but it is a Dark Fiend monster, so there could be some extra little synergy that you could possibly find with this. Now, looking at the top end of this, I mean, this card's gotten kind of expensive over time. And I mean, yeah, you've had a couple people picking these up, but this has just been something that's been talked about in the back burner because, I mean, you've got all the lower rarity versions of these. The anniversary version of this is completely gone. Looks like the other IOC's creeping around. Lost Millennium Ultra Rares, I mean, 43 cents, 30 cents. Tactile Master Rares. Yeah, this card has plenty of printings. If it was a card that you wanted to pick up and try to use. We've also got Anti-Magic Arrows. This has been another one of those cards that, in theory, seems really good against Radiant Typhoon. But the problem is you're losing your battle phase over this. So, I mean, in theory, yes, you go battle phase, you can shut your opponent off of, you know, doing any spells and traps for the rest of the turn. You know, no MST negates, none of that fancy swing around, try to negate my field. No, I don't have to deal with that at that stage. It does seem, you know, okay. Crystal Wing, oh boy. So I finally got to see a cool replay with this. And it's actually like one of the synchro end board pieces that's kind of coming up, and it does seem kind of worthwhile to be making, because I mean, what, you just gotta dump a synchro monster into this in order to get all of these powerful effects on top of it. But it's also a monster negate, which ends up being pretty important for, you know, the sake of what you're trying to work with. It does look like here you had 88, 73, and 100, but these were all back on 127. We've not had anything since then moving along. So while this does seem like, you know, the case of, oops, the last cheap versions are gone, it's definitely okay. There's also alternatives to this. You don't have to buy this. You've got the quarter century. The only thing that's interesting, I guess, in the least is like quarter century versus this. And it really just depends on, you know, do I want the ghoster or do I want that? Magician Souls. This one is kind of interesting. So for some reason, well, I mean, you can tack this inside of the upcoming deck, because you combine this with Illusion of Chaos. You can also use this to drop down any level 6 or higher spellcaster monster from the deck. And I don't think people truly realize that this card is very, very good, not only on the Foolish Burial side of things, but just on the fact that if I need to get some spells and traps filtered out, this card gives me access to do that. Now, the thing that hurts the most is the minute that they ash this, because this is a cost, and this card just ends up crumbling apart, and you're just like, oh, okay, well, that was a terrible idea. For what cheap copies are available for this, I mean, you're racing up to the $29 mark for this very, very, very quickly. I also don't imagine $2, $4 secrets or threes. Yeah, $4 on the platinums. At least the alternatives for this are pretty decently cheap. Looks like you're coming in at like basically $2 per copy, with an exception here of the Ultra from Rarity Collection at about $1.50. Okay. Another quarter century card that is going absolutely bat crap bananas. We've been following, remember, every single week there's going to be another quarter century. It's going to disappear off of the market because somebody's freaking out because the times are changing, and, you know, we're seeing just different things coming to fruition. $59 on up to $65. Honestly, the fact this card's getting away at $65 on up to $85 is a little bit crazy to me. You actually just had some cheap sales recently. I mean, 46, 37, 60, 52, 47, 47, 47. It's not too expensive for recent stuff. It's just the cheap copies that do exist. Oh boy. Kinetic Soldier. This is the World Championship 2004 version. So actually not a lot of these exist. Well, keep in mind, he did get a name change to Cypher Soldier. He's no longer, you know, a kinetic little boy, but $10 is what you're looking at. Honestly, once those cheap copies are gone, you do go up to the $24 mark for OG copies. And I mean, you have had a couple of these move. At least moves at least a couple of times a month. So that's an interesting little incentive to think about here. This guy actually does have some older format application. And then the Millennium Shield. God, these old McDonald's cards in near mint, by the way, are $150 on up to $200. I mean, how often do these actually sell? I mean, you had a near mint sell for 65, 51, 58, and 51. So they do move. It's just, it's weird with how many of them actually do, you know, come on about. So that's all I have for today's market. Definitely some interesting stuff happening here. Please leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.